I guess it's worth starting by pointing out that Brazil is Latin America's biggest equity market. So what room is left for further growth?
Well, I think despite the fact that we're already the biggest market and biggest by far, there's a lot of growth in Brazil, in particular in the equity market. There are two things I'd like to point where I see the opportunity of growth in this particular market happening. Number one, of course, is retail. Despite the fact that Brazil has almost 200 million people and realistically about, I'd say, 20 to 25 million, give or take, people that could own stocks. It's not on the Brazilians' DNA yet owning stocks. So there are only 600,000 people that do have stocks in Brazil. So here's a great potential, which is exploring the retail market.
Which sectors or stocks would you pick as potential winners?
Well, I'll pick basically, and I've been talking about that for the past few months, and I think I'll be talking about those sectors for the months to come. But what is happening most important in the country is again, people are actually making money. People are employed, people have jobs, people are making money, and the ones that are already made are saving money. Having said that, we do see the direct effect on consumption. Everything that it's related to consumption, it's doing very well because people are starting to buy. And of course, finance has came as well, and finance has to do with banking. So people would go to a bank to get their finance to buy their goods. They get credit cards, they have bank accounts. So for me, the two sectors that I would recommend is the financial sector and the consumption sector.
So do you see any limit to the rise of the middle class in Brazil and the consumption that brings?
Well, we're seeing now, for instance, a spike in inflation. The reason why Brazil is seeing a hike in inflation is because of the high price of commodities, is because of very low unemployment rates, and it's of course because of high consumption. So that brings inflation. Inflation is never good. The government is putting together monetary measures and following its monetary policy that have worked in the past years. It should work. That could be a short-term lived ceiling, I'll put it this way. But what happens is that even with that, I'll give you an example. Only last week we had Mother's Day. It was the best Mother's Day on the past 10 years. And every year is the best Mother's Day on the past 10 years. And that was months after the government already came with measures like charging the credit cards and new taxes on loans and financing. And even with all that, consumption persists. So I don't think it's going to change.
A word about ICAP Brazil. It's grown spectacularly since the first ticket was issued 2 years ago.
Correct.
What's the vision for the organization?
Well, we had a big bet in Brazil. It's not an easy country to do well because the people are just so good and the competition is so good. We knew that from the beginning. It's been an important investment for ICAP, but getting this award and seeing where we are standing in the rankings and how much we have grown and the number of people that are working with us and are happy working with us, it shows that we are on the right track. Our intention is to be a top 3 player in every single asset class in this market. We do participate in every single asset class in this market, including retail, that, as I mentioned before, it's a very strategic business to be in Brazil, and despite the fact that ICAP as a company is not known as a company that does retail in Brazil, we are doing retail and we're doing very successfully. So we think that there's going to be consolidation in the market. A lot of broker or dealers are going to either merge with others or they're going to disappear. And we think we are very well positioned in this market.
You successfully lead an all-Brazilian team at ICAP Brazil. What's the key to being a great CEO as far as you're concerned?
I think that in every business, but in particular in this business, the word is trust. All these people that are working with us, number one is a team effort. It's not my own effort, but I've been very blessed in having had the opportunity of working with people that have had worked before, and they come back to work with me because I think they trusted our paths. And of course we're backed by ICAP, which is a huge international company and also a very good company to work for and a great brand. So if you put all this together, I have to say it makes my life much easier. I am the CEO, I do CEO things, but my team is very successful and very competent. And it's getting back the best people I have ever worked with at some point in my career together in this particular project, and everybody gave up whatever they were doing to come back and work with us. So I think that's the big secret of the success of ICAP Brazil.
Alan Gandelman, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.